BB851, turn right, heading 180. 14 Papa, turn right 245, report localizer established 27.
Every month, it sadly feels like we're back in the same spot we were originally in, regardless of any potential positive updates surrounding Norwegian, and that once again can be said following the latest update with the airline that has cast its future in serious trouble and doubt for not the first time and likely not the last either. The story of Norwegian stretches nearly 30 years, being founded in the early 1990s, and since then they've been a low-cost carrier operating with aircraft like the 737 and eventually obtaining the Boeing 787s for international services to destinations in the United States, Asia, and South America. However, they haven't been without problems, with their 737 MAX, of course, being grounded, the battle from other carriers taking their market share, the Rolls-Royce Trent 1000 engine saga on the Boeing 787s, and much more. Their future 2 years ago looked increasingly poor, but they continue to push on with cash injections and support from the government. That now seems to have ceased dead in its tracks. Earlier this year, Norwegian managed to secure a loan which would help secure its future within the aviation industry. This was worth some US $340 million. However, now they need more as well, and that's not going to be happening. Comments coming directly from the Norway industry minister indicates just how people feel about an airline like Norwegian and the risks involved with putting more cash into it. He said, "It is a tough message to get, but we are answerable for the responsible use of the public funds. Norwegian Air has a financial structure that makes it risky for us to go in with support. It was not defensible. In my personal opinion, this is all you need to know about the current state of Norwegian and just how vulnerable it is within the aviation industry. Does that mean it won't be saved by some magical stretch? No. But it certainly highlights the thoughts of the government. Following the expansion by Wizz Air into Norway with a launch of a base, it just further hits Norwegian where it really hurts. Norwegian, however, released a statement following this decision noting their disappointment, discussing how they had already said this funding was going to be crucial to them, communicating throughout the global pandemic. The Norwegian CEO said, "The fact that our government has decided to refrain from providing Norwegian with further financial support is very disappointing and feels like a slap in the face for everybody at Norwegian, who is fighting for the company when our competitors are receiving billions in funding from their respective governments." The CEO and more widely airline believes that by being also called Norwegian and being present within the country for so long helping Norwegians travel, they are owed a deal of support from the government. This is something I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on. What do you make of it? Let me know down below in that comment. I think the government personally has every right to no longer want to approve or inject cash into Norwegian, or say any government with any airline for that matter. Especially in the case of Norwegian, it continues to burn through that cash with no improvement and no true end in sight to the saga, which has seen Norwegian on the brink of bankruptcy, shutting down and or ceasing operations for many years now. The CEO finally commented saying, "We could clearly see the results of our hard work to go from growth to profitability, which was initiated in 2018. With further support to get Norwegian through this unprecedented crisis for the aviation industry, we would come out as a far more sustainable and more competitive airline, with a new structure and improved operation. Without support, the way forward has become much more uncertain." Once again, a very interesting comment, as I personally believe a lot has changed since 2018. Especially for Norwegian and their position within the aviation industry, and how they've reacted to certain moments within the industry like that of the 737 MAX crisis and now the global pandemic, as well as the Rolls-Royce Trent 1000 saga. I feel it's therefore unrealistic to compare to 2018 when they received funding when realistically they were in a totally different position to that of what they are now. Norwegian as an airline is full of hard-working and lovely people. If you enjoyed me diving into more of an opinion in this video, feel free to also let me know, and I do appreciate all the continued support here on the channel. I hope you continue also to stay safe, take care, and I do look forward to you all joining me in the next video.